Hello, my name is Rovel Gaither, aka the Mad Bagger, and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm bringing you guys along on a process of me making this amazing duffel bag. And I haven't done a duffel bag in so long. I feel like every time now when I'm doing my intros for my videos, I'm like, oh, I haven't done this in a long time, or I haven't done that. But I truly don't remember the last time I did a duffel bag. And this is not really a crazy big duffel bag. It's more on the smaller side in terms of, big duffels, but it is a really nice size. I love this design so much. These colors are, mwah, like this is such a beautiful bag. Some of my cleanest work. I know I say that about every new bag, but I'm gonna go ahead and show the bag and talk about it. So let's do that. So this is the bag that I make in today's video. And do you see this? Like, this is insane. Like the handle on this bag, I've never seen anything like this. And like, I cannot believe I made this. Like, we got the purse feet on the bottom, super dope. I do also have strap connectors because there is an adjustable strap that I made that you can take off or leave on for this one. And like, oh my goodness, the stitching on this bag, it's not focusing too good, but like it is absolutely amazing. So I used two different shades of denim on this bag. It's 100% cotton denim. So we have a light blue denim and a medium blue. We got this really nice curvy handle design. If you know me, you know I love a good curve. I love a good swirl. And I also quilted it on the front and on the back. So it has that really nice puffy quilted look and feel to it, which I love so much. Some of the best quilting that I've done so far. And I just really love how this bag came out. It is absolutely amazing. So if you do want to stick around and watch me make this bag, please do. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Make sure you guys also subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified when I upload any new videos. And yeah, check out my website. It's linked down below in the description box as well if you're interested in this bag or any other bags that I may have up and available on my website. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so I'm back in the studio and it is currently July 9th and I am starting on this amazing bag. Now, I don't know if I want to call this like a duffel bag or like I don't really know what to call this because the shape and the size and the proportions of this bag is really interesting. Which is one of the reasons why I essentially wanted to make and design this bag. I thought it was a really cool size and shape and dimensions of the bag, if that makes sense. And I don't know, I kind of want to call it a duffel bag style more. So essentially, I'm kind of rambling a little bit too far deep into this, but I'm going to be making a duffel bag style bag and it's super dope. I love these colors. I'm doing a light blue and like a light medium blue. Now this is a light medium, more of a light medium blue than I'm used to using. I'm going to go ahead and show the sketch that I went ahead and made, which I freaking love. I'm getting so good at doing my sketches too, which I don't really talk about much in my videos, but can we kind of clock that for a second? You see how amazing this is? Beautiful. So as you can see, we have this really nice light and blue going on. Well, they're both blue, but light blue and medium blue going on, and this really dope handle shape. The shape of the handle on this bag is honestly one of my favorite parts. That's one of the most interesting things about this piece and what I feel kind of makes the whole design. And I'm also going to do a really cool quilting design on the front and on the back. And yeah, it just looks really dope. I love, again, I don't know if I want to call this a duffel bag or what I essentially want to go with. I'm just going to start calling it a duffel because it's kind of a bigger bag. So the last few days I have been doing pre-production. I have everything already prepped and ready to go. So this is the handle right here. Look at how dope this handle design is. Like, I really love this handle, and this is, I want to say, maybe my second time doing like a funky shape handle on the bag. My first time, I want to say, was the Mystique bag. Or I've done so many bags, I don't remember if I've done any crazy handles, but the Mystique was actually the last one that I just did too. I did a remake of it, but this is really dope. Love the handle on this one. And then this is the shape and size of the bag. I don't know if it's showing up good on camera, but it's kind of shorter but long in length. And I think it's a really dope shape. It's really interesting and weird. And I hope that I like how this is going to turn out. I think it's going to be really dope. So I have all my pre-production done and ready to go. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do, which is, if you know me, you know I love a good template. I already got my template made up for my pattern on here. And so essentially what I'm going to do is lay my template that I made on the front of my body pieces, or the front and back body pieces, mark out all of the lines and then kind of connect them. So that's going to be like my pattern for the quilting and then where the handle and everything is supposed to hit. And then I have my foam pieces already together for the quilting. Now, again, like I've been saying for all of my quilted designs, I do not have any 1/2 inch thick foam. I typically like to use a 1/2 inch thick foam for my quilting, but I've only been having 1/4 inch, so I've been doubling it up. So I cut two, I don't know if it's focusing, but I cut two 1/4 inch foam pieces and just kind of stuck them together so it equals the 1/2 inch. And I think it's really, I like the 1/2 inch because it's a little bit more squishier and it gives it a more bubbly look when you do the quilting and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark out all my lines for my quilting, and then I'm going to stick the foam to the back, do all my stitching, put the handles on, and then I'm gonna attach my name tag to the front as well. And then I kind of check back in and let you know what I'm gonna do next. I really love this design and I'm just ready to kind of get started. I feel like I've been doing pre-production and working on getting everything ready just to start sewing for the longest. So yeah, this bag does have, it doesn't have a deep meaning. This is more of a funner bag design. I'll kind of get into it a little bit later on because I'm still kind of thinking and marinating on the idea and kind of what I know what I want this piece to be about, but I'm kind of figuring out how I want to word it to make it fit everything, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this. I'm doing navy blue stitching on this bag, so we're gonna go with, if it will focus, this color stitching, and then I'm gonna use white as well for all of the medium blue pieces. So besides that, I'm gonna get started so I can stop rambling, and yeah, let's do that. All right, so it's now 2 days later, and the reason why it's 2 days later is because the first day when I started the bag, all I did was all of the quilting. So I finished up all of the quilting the first day, and then the next day, which was yesterday, I didn't really have much time to work on the bag because I had to do some other things. So I had to kind of break up my day and like how much time I wanted to spend on the bag. So yesterday I did the handles and attached those and the name tag and all that good stuff. And this is what it's looking like so far. And oh my gosh. This is absolutely stunning. Like the stitching on this bag with the handle design, I've literally never seen anything like this. Like this looks absolutely amazing and I love these colors so much. So this is what the front is looking like, and then this is the back right here, which is stunning.com. And again, I really love these colors. Every time I do this light and medium blue color combo, it always reminds me of like ice or like winter or just cold weather. And I was like, it's summer, there's nothing cold right now. So I was like, you know what, but you know what is cold? My stitch game. The stitch game is very cold. It's one of the coldest things really to ever touch this earth and this planet. The stitch game is very cold. Like, you see the stitch? It's not focusing that good, but you see the stitches, it's very cold. So that's essentially, this is a really fun bag and it's really playful, and I'm gonna tie in the cold stitch game with this and try to figure out how I wanna do everything. I haven't really thought everything out yet. It's still kind of marinating in my head, kind of how I want to go about, you know, naming this piece and how I want to tie in that aspect into this bag design, because I think it'll be really fun and it's just a playful design. I think it'll be really cool to talk about that with this, because let's be real, the stitch game is very cold. It's very cold. So the next thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to do the piping, and I'm gonna use this medium blue for the piping. around the border, because I think it'll just tie all the colors in really nicely. And this one is a thicker piping. I typically use a 1/8 inch, but for this one I'm using a 1/4 inch. And the reason why is because this is a bigger bag. So when I do bigger bags, I like to do a thicker piping to kind of match the bigness of everything. When I do smaller bags, I like to do the smaller piping. And honestly though, now that I'm kind of holding everything up, this bag really isn't that big. And it could be because it's not really all sewn together yet, so it doesn't look too big. It is bigger than what I typically do, but it's not as big as I really thought it was going to be. And I sewed up a test piece, and I was like, oh, this is kind of a big bag, but it's not too big. Like I think it's a really good size. So this is going to be nice for the bigger size, even though it's not too big. And then I'm also going to start on the gusset. So for the bottom portion of the gusset, I am doing a bottom support, and I'm gonna do purse feet. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what purse feet I wanna do, because I have two different kinds of purse feet, but they're both different finishes of nickel, if that, like silver nickel, if that makes sense. So the first one, which is the color or the hardware finish that I'm using on this bag, which is a silver matte, is like the flat circular purse feet, if this will freaking focus. It's like a flat circular one, and I like these ones, and this is the hardware finish that I'm going for. But I was like, I don't know if I want to do these ones, which is like the more triangular pyramid style type situation. I really like this one too, but it's not the finish that I am using for all the hardware on this bag. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a bigger purse foot, if I want to just stick with the regular. Like I'm just gonna figure that out when the time comes, because I've been debating it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the bottom gusset and support as well. And I'm also gonna do the zipper panel. So for the zipper panel piece, it's gonna be a light blue denim, but for the zipper, I'm going with like a medium blue color with the silver coil. And this medium blue is different from the actual blue on the zipper panel, and it's different from the blue on the medium blue as well. But I don't mind. I think it looks really cool. Sometimes I love when my colors, they're like, it's the same color, but it's a different shade and it doesn't really match. I feel like it just makes it a little bit more fun. Sorry, I had to make sure my microphone thing was on, because I've literally filmed this whole part already, but my microphone wasn't working because it was dead. So I'm refilming it now, and I'm like, don't play with me again, because you will get the scissors, you will get cut. But yeah, I think it's really cool sometimes when your colors are it's the same color, but it's a different shade, because it just kind of makes it fun. It's like something that you don't expect, because I feel like sometimes when you do colors that are too exact, it can be boring, because it's like, oh my gosh, I already knew that. But when it's like a little off, it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting these different shades to look good together. So I think that's a really cool aspect. So gonna do this for the zipper, and then what else am I gonna do? That's pretty much it for now. So I'm gonna do the piping, bottom gusset with the purse feet, and then I'm gonna start on the zipper panel. And yeah, I'll try to check back in and let you know how everything's going. It's looking really good so far. Like I was literally just holding this up in that mirror back there looking at it, and I was like, yeah, this is really one of those ones, and I've never seen anything like this. Like this is absolutely stunning. So I'm gonna go ahead, start on all of the things that I have to do, and yeah, let's do that. All right, so it's the next day, and I went ahead and finished putting on the piping for the front and the back, and I love how amazing this color looks on here. Plus, I'm really glad that I decided to go with the 1/4 inch piping, because I just think the thicker piping looks really good for this design. So this is what the front is looking like, and then I also have the back done as well, which looks very stunning. And one thing that I noticed and that I was a little worried about yesterday and kind of threw my whole sewing mood off was, I don't know if it's because of the piping. Well, let me start off by saying I've been doing a new piping technique since my last video, because someone recommended a new way for me to do it that'll make my piping look a lot better and neater, and it works really well. So I've been doing that. And I've noticed though, from the last time I did it and this time, that by doing it this way, it kind of makes the corners of the pieces kind of like, I don't know if you can see, kind of like curve in, because it's really tight on the curves, and it doesn't really like mess it up. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but I just noticed that it does that. And I also have the quilting, so I was like, the pattern pieces are a little shrunken. And And I was a little worried because I was like, I don't know if the gusset's gonna fit on here because these pieces are shrunk. But you know what? I finished up the gusset yesterday and I kind of clipped it around to kind of see if it'll work, and it looked like it is gonna fit. So you know what? I'm gonna just do what I can do and pray to God that it fits, because I cannot think about that right now. I don't want to stress myself out thinking about that. So finished the piping yesterday, and then I also went ahead and finished up the gusset, which came out amazing. So this is what the zipper panel looks like. Again, we have that medium blue zipper tape with a silver coil. I did decide to go with a double pull, and then it has the purse feet on here as well. I did end up going with the flat circular ones just because I felt like, I don't know, it was the right color hardware that I wanted to use, and I just like these purse feet. I don't know why. I really just love the flat circular ones. I don't really use the pyramid ones too often. I used to a lot in the beginning, like when I used to, when I was first starting out with bag making, I used to use it a lot because that was like the standard ones. But when I came across these, I was like, oh, I kind of like these. I also went ahead and put the little strap connectors on here as well, because I am going to do an adjustable strap for this bag that, you know, the person can take off or leave on depending on how they want to wear the bag. So the gusset is done. I also have the lining on there as well, which is what I'm going to work on next. So the next thing I'm going to do is the interior, which, as you saw, I'm using that navy blue color, which I think is going to look stunning. I really wanted to use a lighter blue, but I didn't have enough of the light blue that I like to use to, you know, do it for the lining of this bag. So I'm doing the navy blue, and for the inside, I'm just gonna do the standard that I typically do. I'm gonna do a zipper pocket and a slip pocket. And for the zipper on this one, I'm doing this like kind of minty blue color. It's like one of the only light blues that I had that I thought would look good with this navy blue. I mean, I could use the same blue that I use on the exterior for the zipper panel, but I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy. I kind of want to change up the colors. And then I'm also going to do my name tags, which I already have made up. So for the inside, is I have it embroidered, if it will focus, and a light blue. So light blue for this, and then I also have the light blue for this one as well that says made by Revel Gaither. So I'm going to go ahead, start on the lining, and I'm going to use a medium blue contrast colored thread for the lining on this one, just because I think it'll look really cool, especially with the exterior. So everything's looking really good. The only issue that I can run into, if I run into that issue, is the gusset not fitting because the pattern piece is kind of shrunk. And you know what? Sometimes it's so weird with fabric. On the actual fabric, things will look so much different than like on the pattern, like the paper pattern, and like certain measurements will be off on the actual fabric, but it'll be perfect on the pattern, but it'll still line up and everything will match up. So I'm hoping that it's one of those situations where it's just like, to my eye, it looks weird because it's in the fabric instead of on the paper. So you know what? Again, like I said, I'm not going to stress myself out about that. I'm gonna worry about that when the time comes. So I'm going to go ahead, start on the lining, knock that out, and then I will check back in and let you know what I'm going to do next. So let's do that. All right, so it's the next day, and I went ahead and finished up the lining and basted it onto the front and the back. So this is what the lining for the front side is looking like. I went ahead and did the slip pocket, and I also put the rivets in the stress areas off camera. And I was debating, since this slip pocket is kind of big, I was debating if I wanted to do a stitch down the center to kind of divide it up, but I just left it as one big slip pocket because I thought it would just be, I don't know, I would just thought it would be better for some reason for this one. And then this is what the back is looking like with the zipper pocket and then my name tag, and then when you open it up, it says made by Revel Gaither. So the lining is on here, and then I also went ahead and I cut off camera the bias binding pieces on the gusset so that I don't have to worry about that later. And yeah, so now what I need to do is sew the gusset onto the front and the back exterior. And again, I'm nervous because I'm scared that the piece is shrunk and it won't fit, but I don't think the piece is shrunk. I think it's just from the piping. and from me pulling it so tightly that it's kind of making the corners curve in and it's making it look shrunk, and I'm hoping that's what it is, because when I did kind of clip the gusset around to see if it would fit, it lined up. So I'm gonna hope, because child, when I tell you, literally a little bit of today and yesterday, it was just issue after issue. Like, I had to seam rip so many times. It was just so many things that were going wrong. It's just one of those days where it's like everything that could go wrong just wanted to go wrong, and it was like, oh my gosh, like my patience is running thin. This bag has really been testing my patience, but it is coming out really nicely. So I'm really hoping that I can finish this bag off smoothly, no issues. I'm hoping that this gusset sews on nicely and it fits perfectly, because I really don't want to deal with no more issues. But it's coming out really good. Like, this is amazing. Like, again, absolutely stunning. So I'm gonna go ahead, sew the gusset on, do the bias binding, and then I'll kind of check back in and let you know how that went, because I do still have a few little things to do after that. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I went ahead and finished sewing on the gusset to the front and the back, and I flipped everything out and I gave it a good press. And oh my gosh, do you see this? Like, wow, it can use like another press in some areas, but I mean, come on, this is actually stunning. Let me turn some of this lighting off, because I feel like it's kind of affecting how it's showing up on camera. Hello? This looks absolutely amazing. The handle design on this is gorgeous. Like, I'm getting so good at this. Like, I can't believe every time I make something new, every new bag that I make, I'm just like, wow, I cannot believe that I made this. Or it's like, this is like, wow, like, oh my gosh, like, this is insane. Got the purse feet on the bottom, you know, the vibes, zipper right here, and then we also have the little strap connectors right here, which leads me to the last and final thing that I need to do for this bag, which is sew up these straps. So I have the strap right here. I'm using a medium blue for it. It's a 1-inch thick strap, and I just have to sew it up, and I'm going to use a white thread for that, and then I have to attach the swivel hooks on the end, which I'm using these, I think they're called lobster claw ones. I can't remember what they call them, but I'm using these ones, and then I also am making the strap adjustable, so I'm gonna have to add the strap adjuster on there as well. But yeah, that's literally the last thing that I have to do. This has definitely been a project, and it hasn't really been crazy difficult. It's just I've been really finicky and picky about a lot of things, so I've been seam ripping a lot, because again, like I said in my last video, I don't know if I said in my last one or this one, but I'm getting in the habit of being more on top of my work, if that makes sense, in terms of like when I mess up on something, fix it instead of just leaving it and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, just fix it right then and there. Like this, when I turned the bag right side out after I finished, oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. I turned the bag right side out after sewing everything, and I saw that it was a little pucker on the gusset in the back, and it was a small little pucker, and I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but it was bothering me, and I was low-key just gonna leave it, because I was like, oh, maybe I can iron it out, but I was like, no, fix it. So I turned the bag inside out again, seam ripped the bias binding, seam ripped it, sewed it up, fixed it, closed it back up, flipped it right back out, and it was fixed. And I was like, see, all I had to do was literally seam rip it and redo it. And I'm so glad that I did, because had I left that pucker in there, my eye automatically would have drawn to that every single time I look at this bag. And that's typically what happens when I have a mistake in my work and I just leave it just because I'm like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. When I'm done with the bag, I'm like, my eye automatically draws directly to that mistake. So just getting in the habit of doing that has been making me a lot more happy with my work and the final results. And I've just been really on top of my work, just trying to elevate, get better in every aspect and way of this. Like, I'm a student of the craft and I'm always trying to do better. And this is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Insane. But I'm gonna go ahead, sew up the strap, and then I'll check back in with my final thoughts and final shots and things like that, and let you guys know all about that stuff. And then I'll kind of, by then I should have the name and like the meaning behind this bag and kind of what I want to say as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and sew up the strap. All right, so it's been a couple days now since I finished up the bag, and oh my God, I love this bag so much. Like I've been saying this a lot, but every day when I've been coming in here to do work, to get ready to drop this bag, I look at the bag and I'm just falling more and more in love with it. And I've just noticed that now it's like two different sides of, it's like you have, okay, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, as a creative, you have two different sets of eyes. So one set of eyes is like for when you're actually in the process of creating the thing, like you see it a completely different way. And then another set is when the piece is actually done and you come back and you look at it like a few days later and it's like you're completely out of the production mode, you're like out of creation mode, and now you're just looking at the finished product and you let it sit for a few days and marinate and you're looking at the final piece. It's like you see it with a whole different set of eyes. Like it's just, and you just have a much deeper love for what it is that you created because you're looking at it from a different perspective, and it's just so beautiful. Some of my best work. I love this bag so much. Like I'm just like, wow. And it's crazy because it's like I liked it at first, but I didn't love it nearly as much as I do now, and it's only been like 3-4 days. Like that's, my work is one of those things where it's like it just kind of grows. I don't know if this is how it is for other people. I don't know if like when they first see it they kind of like completely gobsmacked, love it out of the gate, or if it's like the more they see it the more they fall in love with it, because the more I see it the more I fall in love with it. I don't know if it's because it's me and I'm the creator of it, but like, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some final shots of the bag and talk about it and what I love. So let's start off with the handle design on here. Bomb.com, absolutely amazing. I've never seen a funky handle shape like this. It looks amazing, especially with the quilting and the curving on here. Like I love it so much. These colors look amazing together. I love this color combo. I've done it so many times before. It always looks amazing. And the purse fit on the bottom, I'm so glad I decided to go with the circular flat ones because it looks amazing. Matches the hardware. It looks really good. And I also really like the back too. I always love how the back is kind of a little different from the front because I don't have a name tag on there. So you're kind of able to get a full different kind of aspect of the bag, if that makes sense. And the zipper color on this, also love it. She looks stunning. She's a little different from all the other blues, but like I said, I like having a little bit different. I think it looks amazing, and overall the whole design and everything is just absolutely beautiful. Like I love this bag. I've never seen anything like it before, and like this is just amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and show the inside too because I'm not gonna be able to get any good and final shots, but this is what the inside is looking like. It's that waterproof canvas. It is navy blue, and then it has that zipper pocket back there, and then when you open it up it has the Made by Rovell Gaither tag, and it also has my name tag right there. And then on this side it has the really big slip pocket that you can fit some things in as well. So this is a pretty big bag. It's not huge, but it's a pretty big bag. Like this is definitely, you can use it for like casual every day if you want to. It's going to be pretty big, but like for people who like more bigger duffel bag styles, this is perfect. Like you can use it as a carry-on, you can use it for traveling, or you can use it for taking it to work. Like there's so many different uses for this bag, and I just love this so much. Like, oh my gosh, the quilting on this looks so good. Like, and I was so nervous that the gusset wasn't going to fit on here, and it fit perfectly, which I'm so glad about, because that was one of the main issues or worries that I had with making this bag. Really one of the only ones, because I was like, if that don't work, I'm gonna have to try to make a whole new gusset, remeasure, and I didn't even have, I used like the rest of the medium blue that I had in this light medium blue for this bag. I don't have much more to kind of go in and fix any issues. So that's another thing I was worried about, because I was like, crap, if this is messed up, I'm gonna have to go back, cut out this fabric, try to piece together enough fabric that I don't really have. So it was just a lot of stress that I was feeling towards this, but she came out amazing in the end. Now, a little earlier on in the video, I was talking about how with this bag, I wanted to kind of tie in, you know, have how good my stitching is with like the coldness, because these colors kind of remind me of coldness, and just, you know, kind of talking about or expressing how my stitch game is cold. Like, I got a cold stitch game. The stitch game is very cold. Like, I be out here really stitching, doing my thing. If you don't know about the Mad Bagger, you gonna know today, okay? Because the Mad Bagger be out here stitching and ditching, okay? I don't play when it comes to the stitch game. So like a couple days ago, I was listening to this song, and a rapper on the song said the word sadistic, and I don't know why the word just stuck in my head. I was like, I like that. And then sadistic stitches came in my head, and I was like, okay, I kind of like that, but it doesn't match the cold vibe, but it kind of matches kind of what I want to go with like crazy killing stitches, like da 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 da. So I started thinking, I'm like, okay, sadistic stitches, I like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, like it has a nice ring to it. It's really dope. So essentially, you know, with this bag, I just want to kind of talk about how the stitch game is sadistic. Like, it's crazy. I'm killing you with the stitch game, and I'm loving it. It's sadistic. Like, I'm killing y'all with the stitches. That's really it. It's kind of just me talking, like popping my shit. Like, I'm really doing this. Like, I'm good at what I do. I'm killing y'all. Step your stitches up. Essentially, step your stitches up. I'm killing y'all. The stitch game is kill. Like, come on now. Come on now, the stitch game is killer. It's sadistic. It's sadistic. So I'm calling this one sadistic stitches. And it kind of also just, I feel like I kind of want to also kind of tie this thing in with it, like maybe like how I call myself the Mad Bagger, do something like where I have another side where I call myself the sadistic stitcher. And I feel like the sadistic stitcher would be more so the side of me that feels like I have something to prove, which also can tie into, you know, the cold stitch game, feeling like I have a good stitch game, like feeling like I have something to prove, and just wanting to be the best at what I do, and not in like an egotistical way, but like I want to be really good at what I do, and I plan on being the greatest to do this. And I feel like a lot of times when people hear somebody say that, they feel like, oh, you're being egotistical, and it has nothing to do with being egotistical. It just has to do with knowing that I'm really good at what I do, and I can be the greatest at this, and I will. Period. That's really that. So I feel like I want to put, I don't know how to explain this, but like all of those feelings that sometimes a lot of artists don't like to express because they don't come off as humble, or, you know, you might look egotistical for saying that you want to be great, or you want to be the greatest. I'm going to use the sadistic stitcher as kind of like a character that I can push off all of these feelings on, because I feel like as an artist, or just people in general, it's really unhealthy to ignore these feelings or emotions that we have of wanting to be great, pursue greatness, because a lot of times it's culturally unacceptable to say, I want to be great, or I want to, because you, especially as an artist or creator, because it's like, like it makes you look like you're just egotistical. So a lot of artists try to push those feelings down, but I feel like you have to also express that as well, and you should be able to, because, you know, yeah, you should be able to express that, but it's also, you also have to hold the other, juxtaposition, the other side of it, of realizing that, yes, you can want to be the greatest, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you can hold two of those ideas at the same time and realize that, you know, they're both true at the same time. So I kind of want to start using the sadistic stitcher as, you know, kind of like a character to maybe pop my shit the way that Rovell Gaither typically wouldn't, because artists aren't typically supposed to do that. So the sadistic stitcher, he's going to be that side where I could pop my shit and be like, my stitch game is killing y'all, and y'all can't fuck with me, okay? The sadistic stitcher was here, and he's killing y'all, period. And I feel like when I explain stuff like this, I'm not really explaining it the best that I can. Like, I don't really have the words to kind of say exactly what, like, I can't think of the words right now to kind of express what it is that I'm trying to express, if that makes sense. So I feel like when I be talking, sometimes I don't be making sense. I hope that that made sense to y'all. But this bag is currently going for sale on my website, depending on when you're watching this. It is retailing for $1,375. And I think it's a really good price for this. I honestly do. It's a pretty big bag, comes with an adjustable strap, all the good stuff to dust the bag, and all of the dusted bag and shipping is included in the cost of that as well. And I really do love this. Like, the piping came out beautiful on this as well. I love the new technique that I've been doing with the piping, and she's just stunning. So yeah, the Sadistic Stitches bag is complete. I love the meaning. I hope that I can come up with a better way to express what I want to express with this piece when I go to write out like my email campaign and my Instagram caption and stuff, because I really try. A lot of my stuff and like with my work, feel like I'm trying to portray a message that I can't fully get out good enough, but I'm hoping that the words and the work kind of can commingle together and beautifully express what I'm trying to say, because I feel like sometimes my words don't, so I try to rely on both the words and the work. So hopefully my work and the words can kind of do that for this piece. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, and make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Make sure you guys also subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified when I upload any new videos or anything that I may post in the future. And yeah, that is the end of the video for today. And I also have my social media links linked down below, so make sure you check those out. My website's linked down below as well. And yeah, I am really in that mode of just working and grinding. Like, literally, I'm about to be 25 next Monday, which is crazy. I'm about to turn 25. Like, I don't know why 25 seems like such a crazy number, and it's like I'm still so young. But like, I don't know, 25 is like damn, like that's great. Like 25 is this, I don't know what. But yeah, I'm about to be 25, and this whole year I've just really been grinding it out. Like, I've been designing every day. I've been doing the thing. I have not went out at all this whole year. I have not hung out with my friends at all. I have not went out and did nothing. Like, I've been grinding this whole year. Like, I'm really in this mode of just grinding, because again, like I said, I plan on being the greatest to do this, and I'm putting in the work to do that, and I hope that is showing. And you know, if people don't catch on now, it's okay, you will later, because the Mad Bagger is here to stay, and the Sadistic Stitcher is now on the scene. So get ready, because the Mad Bagger is really finna pop out, okay? But yeah, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. So yeah, Mad Bagger signing out.